Let us take a look backward, not a bad thing for mankind to do occasionally, and take stock of what the century has done. Hey there, welcome to Headlines and Voices. This is where we take amazing articles from publications from across the United States a century or more ago. And some of these things are just so fascinating. And the one we have today is actually from January 1st, 1921. And as we record this today, we're going from 2020 to 2021. And so we've been going back and finding a bunch of these articles right around that same time when it went from 1920 to 1921. So we've put a few of these out, and this is one of the articles we found that we thought was pretty interesting. Of course, if you like these videos, please like the video and share it with others and subscribe to our channel. And also, if you have any comments, we'd love to hear them, especially ideas of things that we should research in other newspapers for future episodes. So once again, this is the Seattle Star, January 1st, 1921, and the article is called One Score of Years. The 21st century begins the second score of its years. Yesterday, it finished with the first score. Let us take a look backward, not a bad thing for mankind to do occasionally, and take stock of what the century has done. There is the war. In our eyes, the largest and most important war ever waged. But the war, big as it was, plays only a part in the sum total of all the achievements in that score of years. Probably never another score of years has seen so much attempted and so much accomplished. This is true in practically every field of human endeavor. It is especially true in the United States. The century began with America, one of the half-dozen great powers. After 20 years have gone by, the century sees the United States preeminently the one biggest. The country's population in the 20 years has increased 30 million. Its material wealth has increased from less than 100 billions to an estimated 500 billions of dollars. Never before has it been so evident that the greatest of all lands is the USA. By way of proving that this is true, and now they give a bunch of statistics in this paragraph that are kind of interesting. The United States produces 24% of the world's wheat, 60% of the cotton, 75% of the corn, 40% of the iron and steel, 20% of the gold, 52% of the coal, 60% of the copper, 66% of the oil, and 85% of the automobiles. This is done by 6% of the world's population on 7% of the world's land. Surely the United States is a worthwhile place to work in and live in. No thinking persons believe that this country has reached the peak of its growth. There are those who believe the peak will not be reached this century. These are the most optimistic of Americans, and there are many of them. They are the men and women who have placed the nation's goal at such a high point that a century filled with scores as great as one we just finished cannot bring the country to its ultimate destination. They believe the second score of years will be immensely greater and better than the score just passed by. Just as they are firm in the conviction that 1921 will be a year of greater growth for America than was 1920. Than that, there could be no better outlook upon the new year. Anyway, that's the end of the article. Hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please like the video and share it with anybody you think might be interested in that. And just a reminder, these videos are sponsored by Audio Mover. Audio Mover is the company that takes your old audio and video tapes, your history, and converts it to digital so you have a permanent archive. Then you can go to audiomover.com and start your order there and get your audio and videotapes sent into the studio where they'll take the audio and videotapes and create a digital archive for you. And if you go to audiomover.com and start your order there, in the checkout part, you can type in the word headlines and get 15% off your order. Anyway, thanks for listening. Headlines and Voices is sponsored by Audio Mover, the company that takes your history, your old audio and videotapes, and converts them into digital. Visit audiomover.com to learn more. Headlines and Voices is a production of Thick and Mystic Media. Visit thickandmystic.com.